Business has been going great.
Hey guys, what's going on? Sorry about that. Never look back. Yes, I wasn't feeling well earlier, so I looked at the time and I missed it, and I was like, shit. So I feel good now. I feel better now. I'm a little more lively. So well, thank you for the concern. I do appreciate that. Anyway, guys, as per usual, this is the Wednesday midweek reports. There's always some shit going on that we could take a look at. I did find something interesting. So one of my kids' mother, sorry, not mothers, mother, uh, told me that she got notification about she got notification on. Thank you for the 5x5 mic. She got notification on Facebook or some kind of notification she got. Thank you to Warden, appreciate it. And anyway, it talked about haze and the smell of smoke and all this other stuff. And I'm like, smell of smoke and haze. I'm like, where the fuck is this forest fire? So I'm thinking in Connecticut somewhere. No, there's a forest fire in Canada. But the craziness about it is, when she told me this is yesterday, the day before yesterday, when she told me this, I was like, I haven't seen anything on this. I haven't seen any, forest fires. I haven't seen any videos. I haven't heard anybody talk about it. Then I had a subscriber. She emails me the same thing, and she's like, she said the same shit. She goes, "Where is there a forest fire going on? Because we haven't seen any footage." So apparently there is one going on because there was a haze, but again we weren't privy to it. So it looks like that the forest fire is in Nova Scotia, or rather in the Nova Scotia region, but I haven't heard about it. And it's called it's dubbed the Talon Fire in Eastern Canada, city of Halifax. Sorry. So it's about 121 acres right now, which has grown to 2,000 acres since Tuesday. No shit. So it was 121 acres when it started. It's 2,068. It's 2,068 acres of that's burning right now. Now, usually, guys, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but I'm going to be right now. This is strange. Normally, you don't get forest fires on the East Coast, ever, right? And you get smoke haze from Canada clears down here in Nebraska. Yeah, well, there was a bit of a haze in Connecticut, and I saw a haze when I was looking upstate New York, but that could also be the fucking smog, so I wasn't sure. But yeah, guys, again, I find that to be fucking weird that there's a forest fire in the eastern side of Canada when we don't normally get forest fires here in the east or the east coast at all. Whether that's Canada, the United States, we don't get it. So that's, again, not red flaggy, but it's weird, right? So again, it's something to think about. Now, all that's going on, guys. I did come across an interesting article that I'm going to talk about today, real quick. Not too long. I'm not going to keep this long. I got a couple other things I need to do, so I do apologize for keeping this too short. But as far as the midweek report goes, I ran into an interesting article talking about the infamous Unit 731. Now, I never heard of them, and when people say infamous, I'm like, I heard of that. Never heard of this group. So, according to Live Science, which I take Live Science with a grain of salt, by the way, it's a website. I do take them with a grain of salt. They talked about a World War II horror bunker ran by the infamous 731. These people were working on human experiments during the 1940s, and they did all kinds of shit. So, archaeologists in China had uncovered a secret underground bunker used by Japanese scientists, that conducted horrific experiments on humans during World War II. Now, I like how they threw the Japanese in there under this, being that this cave was found in China, or this bunker was found in China. Who the fuck knows? Oh, no shit. Jay said, don't read about Unit 731 unless you have a strong stomach. I'm in, man. I like that. I like shit. Listen, I'm a bit morbid when it comes to shit like that. So yeah, man, I'm all about it. I want to see actual photos of what they did, though. That's what I want to see. Yeah, I got a strong stomach for shit like that. So the horror bunker discovered near the city of Anda in the Heilongjiang province, northeast China, was used by the Japanese Army's infamous Unit 731 during Japan's occupation of China from 1931 to 1945. That makes sense. And we all know about that occupation. So, built by the Japanese in 1941, running until the Japanese surrendered at the end of World War II, the lab was Unit 731's largest research site, but its exact location was lost until now, so no one knew where it was. The Unit 731 began in 1931 as a Japanese public health unit, no shit, but it quickly expanded into research to include grotesque biological and chemical warfare experiments using Chinese, Koreans, and Russian and American captives. No shit. That's interesting. So I take back what I said about the Chinese. Go figure. So, their atrocities, their legacies, unit atrocities, their impact on global efforts to prevent biological warfare. Up to 12,000 men, women, and children were killed by Unit 731 sadistic experiments, which included testing of grenades, bacterial bombs, flamethrowers, chemical weapons, and chemical weapons. Sorry, individuals were also exposed to dehydration, killed inside spinning centrifuges. Wow. Injected with diseased animal blood, zapped with X-rays, vivisected without anesthesia, and kept inside low pressure chambers until their eyeballs burst. Whoa. Plague infected fleas breeded in 731's labs were also dropped in low flying planes over Chinese cities, causing disease outbreaks that killed hundreds of thousands of people. These motherfuckers were ruthless. Holy shit. Man, they were fucking savages. That's some crazy shit. I definitely gotta dive deep into this. I'm surprised. I never heard of these people. I'm pretty sure that's why there were so many movies made on biological labs and underground shit. But man, that's pretty impressive, man. Archaeologists said they will continue to excavate the site, gathering more details about the individual rooms and structures and how they combine to form the horrifying bunker. No kidding. That was a short article, too. That means more's coming out about it. Woof. The U.S. allowed them to continue as long as they provide info on the outcomes of their experiment, then later convicted them in war crimes. No shit. Thank you, Jay, for that information. But if you got more, I would greatly appreciate it. Email me at angrytruth77@gmail.com. I'd absolutely like to read more about it. So, also, guys, not moving forward, but we're going to talk about risking your job by protecting the company you work for. So, Lululemon fired 2 employees for not even stopping, but accosting people who were stealing at the Lululemons. So people were in there ransacking or stealing a couple things, not ransacking, but stealing a couple things, and employees accosted them about this, and then in turn called the cops, and they got fired for calling the cops and approaching them. Now, there's a standing order with all of these companies right now. I didn't know this. I thought that it was just a couple of companies, but it's a standing order with all big companies not to engage in any activities involving stopping thieves. So if there are thieves stealing shit, you're supposed to just let them go. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Now imagine doing your job, well, not even doing your job, but just protecting the company's assets, and they're firing you. Yeah, no confrontations. I didn't know that. I listen, I knew that certain companies did it. I didn't know it was a standing order for all. And so one of the reasons being is that the companies don't want to get sued by the thieves, right? Because if you confront them, and something happens and they get hurt, they can sue. And I'm like, what kind of bullshit is that? There's also, well, not there's also, but I also saw a video. I couldn't believe this fucking video. I think it was in a Walmart or a Target, but the guy was trying to leave the Walmart or Target what looked like a shopping cart full of Tide or detergent of some kind. And it was a little black dude and a white chick, and the white chick is trying to pull on the cart to get the cart out of the hands of the security guard. So the security guard grabs the cart. The white girl's trying to pull on it. Then this little black dude comes in. He starts yelling at them, and he's trying to get the product out with the cart. But the security guards are holding on to it. Then the civilians get involved, and it seems like a bigger white guy, starts squaring off with this little dude. And they start throwing somewhat swings or haymakers, but then the guy left with a couple of things under his arm and walked out of it. But the craziness about it all is that then the guy's yelling at the security guard, "Give me my shit." I had to rewind that to make sure that's what he said. Give me my shit. You walked into a store, you stole shit, you try to walk out with it, and then you're angry that they're not letting you take it, and you're yelling at the security guards, "Give me my shit," as if he was entitled to it. This is why it has to be stopped. Now, on a civilian level, I would say get involved and beat the balls off these people, because at least if we do it, there is no suing us. Though yes, they probably could, like, who are you to get involved in all this other bullshit? Listen. You cross that bridge when you get to it. But if more people start getting involved, less of this is going to happen. And I'm not saying it's going to stop it altogether, but it'll definitely be less people fucking stealing. 100 miles vision. We just talked about that. They said 2,000 acres were burning right now. 50 forest fires. That sounds. And if they're counting 50 forest fires, that means somebody's setting them. And again, in the eastern hemisphere of the U.S. continent, if you will, or the North American continent, rather. Sorry, that's almost impossible. The shit it rains enough here, guys. Is why we don't have forest fires. So again, I find it to be one giant red flag. Unless they were absolutely going through a dry spell, fine, but I doubt it very much. So. Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit going on. Also, not a lighter note, because there's nothing light about this note, but a father was beaten to death for $30. He was trying to protect his son, and he was killed. And the craziness about it is, I'm like, how the hell did he get surrounded, and how was he beaten to death by teenagers? Now, a lot of teenagers these days, they are fairly fucking big, man. There's some big motherfuckers out there. But how the hell did he die, And obviously it was blunt force trauma to the head. That makes sense. But again, how did you get yourself in that situation where you were beaten up by teenagers? Like, I don't understand that. Right? So, again, guys, there's always some fishy shit going on. And that doesn't make sense to me. But I think kids are more brazen these days. That's the point I'm making. They're more brazen kids these days. They're more kids that are very disrespectful. And again, they need a beating. Jeep Girl, yes, New Jersey gets forest fires, but they're fairly small. They're not 2,000 acres. And I live here in New York. I live right across Jersey. So I live, let's say, 6 blocks away from the Hudson River, so I can see Jersey from where I am. When there's a forest fire, a lot of the times you can see it, but not 2,000 acres, right? And so Christian Prepper said, massive dry spell here. Our lawns are starting to brown. Only half rain for March and April. No shit. All right. So then there's definitely a dry spell. Saskatchewan and Alberta are on fire as well. No kidding. Yo, it's like some shit out of a TV show, man. What was it called? Shit, I just watched it. It was on Apple TV. And it was nothing but forest fires in that TV show during the duration of the show. The show took over a span of 40 years or something like that. I'm trying to find Newsbreak because I found an article, because as per usual, they like to scare people, but there's a fungus that they're worried about here in New York State, of course. And yes, the rapidly deadly infection of Candida auris is spreading rapidly to Jersey, and now it's also upstate New York. That's a big issue. That's an issue. But I'm trying to find the exact. There it is. So one thing I like about Newsbreak is that you can always save the article. So, right, this is a spread of, they're not telling us, COVID-19 pandemic over here in New York State and across. Okay. Although time went very slowly the long 2 years of the pandemic, they're looking at the Candida auris in New York as well. So now they're worried about this. This started, well, I first picked up on it in Jersey, at an old age home not right across the river, but quite a ways from here. And now it's making its way to New York. But again, every article you read, they word it, scary fungal infection spreading across New York. Deadly fungal infection spreading across New Jersey. This is what they do to keep us scared. This is what they do to annoy us. Because I think we're annoyed. I think as preppers, we're just done with the bullshit and we're tired and we don't want to fucking be bothered, by this insanity of bullshit that's going on. I mean, guys, we got a lot going on. We got forest fire in fucking Canada. We got a fungal infection that's spreading, as the CDC says, at an alarming rate. We have disease X that they're bringing up and having us worry about because they're like, well, what's that? What is it? We don't know what it is. It's a hypothetical disease, and yet they're pushing it like it's real, right? And people are running away with it like it's real. You have a zombie virus that they're worried about making a jump to humans, though every scientist said it's almost impossible for it to make a jump to humans because it's only infecting amoebas. Right, we have crime at an all-time high. We have this bad pandemic in Philadelphia right now. It's a drug called Trank, and these people they look like zombies there. Now, I'm going to be visiting my mother in PA, and I'm going to do a video in this area. So I got to find where this area is, and I'm going to do a live stream so that you guys can see it firsthand and possibly upload it before they delete the video, because they're undoubtedly going to delete it. They're like, how dare you show this of people and drugs and truth? We hate it, because they don't want you to see that shit. They don't want you to see live stream of people running across the borders. We got a fucking invasion going on. We got 60,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate missing. We got all of these things going on. Something has got to give. But when? Right? When is it going to happen? When is it going to go down? Right? I just find this very interesting, guys. We also have fentanyl creeping its way into marijuana. So Trank is mixed, if I'm not mistaken, Trank is mixed with fentanyl as well. And it's also, I think it's like a horse ketamine or some shit like that mixed with fentanyl. But now they're lacing fentanyl, guys, in weed. The U.S., what is it called? Cases of marijuana laced with fentanyl is increasing in Washington, but it's also increasing here in New York City. No one's talking about it. So anyway, these are the little updates that I like to give you guys, because while we're concerned about bigger, the prepper community, we're concerned about bigger things. We're concerned about AI. We're concerned about robotics. So apparently they're trying to marry AI with an actual robot. Those robots that are doing backflips and shit? They're trying to put AI in one of those. It's going to happen. They're not going to try. They're going to do it. It'll just be a matter of time. While we're focused on all of that, there's these little things that are happening that we're not talking about. Like, for example, I know a lot of you saw the video of the guy that got the plane door open on a plane while it was in the air. I thought they couldn't do it because of pressurization, but apparently he was able to do it. He got the fucking the door open, and these people are sitting there in the video. It's just funny how they're sitting there. It's like a scene out of Airplane. They're just sitting there and with their mask on their face and I'm like, holy shit! And the article read, guys, that they try to stop the irate passenger from opening the doors. There is no trying to stop anybody from opening the door if I'm on a plane or if men are on the plane. If men are on a plane and somebody's trying to open that door, we are fucking him up till he stops moving. Now, whether that means he gets choked out and he doesn't make it, so be it. He's going to get George Floyd. That's all I'm going to say. Because you're not opening this door. I'm on a plane. You're not making it out alive either. Fuck him. We're all going down. But yeah, he's going to get choked out. He's going to see white lights and then he's going to see God. Right? I don't know how else to put it. I don't know how, when the article read they were trying to stop him. Who the fuck tries? Oh man, I'm like, yo, that's some insane shit. We try to stop him, motherfucker. He's gonna open up nah, and if he proceeds to open up the door, guess where he's going? He's taking the express to the hospital, right out of that door. I just don't understand. You know, whatever, man. I don't understand what trying means. When a motherfucker is trying to kill you, there is no trying. You know. Holy shit. You're like, yo, you want to express to God? Here you go, right out of the plane. He'll be the first one sucked out. Like, shake his hand on the way down to the ground, fucko, because this isn't happening. I don't understand what trying meant. I was so... Like, when I read the article initially, I read the first article that was like, he opened the door, and he was being irate, and he was acting up, and I'm like, all right, I'm paraphrasing. Then I read another article saying they tried to stop him. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, you know... I don't get it. Yeah. Well, listen, Viking Prepper. To be fair, there were a lot of Asian dudes on this plane, so I think it was like in Asia somewhere. But yo, that was insane to me. I mean, listen, those are docile people because they're controlled. They're controlled people in the way they live, and people like they're just nicer and they're cowards for the most part. And the fact that you can't stop a man from opening the plane, and then somehow in a video I saw he was hogtied. Who the fuck? Who hogtied him? You couldn't hogtie him before he opened the fucking door? Like, seriously. He just lost his job? Is that what it was? He lost his job? I don't care what the excuse is. I really don't care. You lose your job is not the fucking reason you should open the door and sacrifice everybody else's life. You lose your job, jump out. Listen, fucking reenact Point Break for all I care. And you're Keanu Reeves and jump out of the plane with no parachute. Or jump out of the plane with no parachute. I don't give a fuck. But don't sit there and take everybody else's life. I don't think there were air marshals on that. There clearly wasn't any air marshals on that plane. I'm sorry. There clearly wasn't. The Warden, man, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Yeah. K Teacher. Yeah, that's where I'm going to go. Kingston? Am I saying that right? Keniston. That's where I'm going to film this shit. Yeah, and listen, they'll all be high and out of it. They'll be like, oh, man. They'll be passed out and shit. They're not going to pay attention to me walking around filming them. So, yeah, I should be able to get away with that. Yo, yeah, that's the other thing. Like, I mean, I never taken aviations, but I was pretty sure that there's a difference between pressurization in a plane and he shouldn't have been able to open it. Kensington, thank you, Oops. And Chris says Canada's been burning for weeks. I didn't know that. I had not one inkling of an idea that it was burning. I really didn't. Yeah. Why would I know that? I mean, it's a Canadian thing, but so much of it is burning. They're warning people down here with updates on Facebook and shit like that and emails. So again, my son's mother lives in Connecticut. She got a fucking email saying that there's going to be a haze and a smell of smoke and the air quality is going to be bad. I'm like, what the fuck's going on in Connecticut? Then she tells me that's a Canadian forest fire. And I'm like, how the fuck come we didn't learn about this? Such is life. We learned about it now, but now it's growing bigger. Now it's gaining attention. Pulls people outwards, and that's the thing. Oops, that's the other thing. No one got sucked out. Not even a guy that opened the door. So they had to have been at a low altitude for that to happen, because no one got sucked out. No one died. It's fucking insane, man. No, saying it wrong. Yeah, Jeep Girl, yeah, what's his name just corrected me. Oops, just corrected me. He said it's Kensington, right? Or why not just call it Crackville? That makes it easier for everybody. I'm going to Crackville in PA. Did I say it correctly enough? Yeah. Yes. K teacher. Very good point. Very good point. She said, you would think the other prepper, the Canadian fella, would be talking about it, right? But instead he's talking about how we're going to die every day, but not how the fucking forest is burning in Canada. You think the Canadian fucking douchebag would fucking talk about it? You know? Like, come on, dude. Like, if there was fire across the way, the Palisades, and that was burning, that'd be the first thing I'd be talking about. Matter of fact, I'd be filming it with my drone. You guys would be fucking known about it, you know? But, whatever. Canadian preppers bullshit probably started the fire. It's nice, the warden. That was a good one. Canadian preppers bullshit. But, yeah, listen, I'd be talking about it. At the very least, I'd mention it, you know? But, yeah, man. So enough about that douche. Listen, I'll be visiting Crackville. And listen, there's a difference between crackheads and people on trank. Crackheads move like scared mice in a room, fucking scurrying about. You're like, what the fuck is that? You know, and then, oh shit, that's a crackhead. You know, but people on trank, they're just there, not doing anything, like almost dead, like zombies, you know. Philly ain't for the weak. Apparently it isn't, man. I'm gonna get my shits and giggles when I go there, man. I really am. I'm not gonna antagonize anybody. I'm gonna try to go as a reporter status with my suit and tie on, and my name will be John Johnson Singh, you know. And I'm John Johnson Singh reporting from Philadelphia and Crackville or Trankville, whatever you want to call it. That'll be my my shtick when I'm there. So maybe they don't bother me, but they're so out of it they don't care. You can probably put a camera in their face and they wouldn't even notice you. How's it do? Gone are the days of crackheads. Yeah, K teacher. There's some of them still around. Some of them are angry that that they have to switch over to Trank because I'm gonna tell you right now. I watched there's a crackhead in this building, and because he's a fairly big crackhead, he tries to talk shit to people. He tried to talk shit to me the other day. I'm like, I will knock you the fuck out. And he was like, well, I'm just saying. I'm like, don't say shit. I'm not the one. I'm not these little motherfuckers here that you like to fucking pick on. I will break your fucking back. He was like, and he left it alone and walked away. And ever since then, he's like, what's going on, man? How you doing? Leave me the fuck alone. I don't want anything to fucking do with you. But you're not going to sit there and act like because you pick on all these little skinny ass crackheads that you're going to fucking say this shit to me. I ain't the fucking one. It's why I got to get out of the city. District energy weapons. Direct energy weapons. Oh, okay. Because I'm like, what the fuck is due? All right, that makes sense. Direct energy weapons. That would be interesting if that is the case. But I need proof on that. I will absolutely mention it as a theory, but we need proof on that. And being that it's spotted the way it is, there's some validity to it, but we need proof. We need to see the shit, starting up or whatever. Because the way it's being explained to me through some of you guys, looks like there are pockets of fires all over the place. But the one article I read said 2,000 acres, but that could be 2,000 acres total and not in one spot, right? Anyway, guys, that being said, I'm going to go off the air now. I do apologize for not making it at noon. I will do it again next Wednesday. I will get it right next time. Dudes were filmed burning paradise. Dudes were filmed burning paradise. Okay, all right. Doc should have caught the dude last year on camera in California. All right, listen, if you guys got links, send it to angrytruth77.com and I'll take a look at them. And Nominate said, wait, shirt. What shirt? No, what shirt? This shirt? I got it somewhere. 15 fires in his province currently. Province wide burn ban. All right. So it looks like Canada's burning. Okay. All right. So anyway, guys, unless you guys got any other questions, which hopefully you fucking don't, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the doubleheader. Right? Yeah, I'll see you guys for the doubleheader tomorrow. And that'll be that. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching. used in Iraq and Afghanistan. All right. Again, guys, we got information on the direct energy weapons. I've heard of them before. I've heard they've been used in various places. But if you got any videos or good videos to listen to, by all means, send them to angrytruth77@gmail.com. Right, guys? Other than that, all right, Explorer.